The topic which I am going to introduce to you is FFS in short, but it is Farmers Field School. So, under this unit what we are going to discuss is the meaning of FFS, the basic concepts, then the typical FFS, how it is to be conducted, what are the different process, the advantages. In nutshell, all these things we are going to cover. You know, the FFS, it is a Farmers Field School. It is one of the very important extension method. Earlier days you might have observed many extension methods, individual methods, group methods, mass methods, but this is quite different from all these things that what we are going to see today in this unit. The FFS is a concept, a new approach in the transfer of technology which has been introduced in the year 1980. It was one of the training methodology at the time of its introduction. Now it is slowly coming and spreading in all the developing nations. In our own India, the cotton technology mission and all the missions, the FFS plays a major role. Earlier back history about FFS, in 1989 the first FFS has been designed and worked out in the central Java, Indonesia. So it was introduced in Indonesia in the central Java in 1989. It was taken as a training methodology to train 50 plant protection officers with regard to IPM training. So whenever you heard the word of FFS, the IPM should come in our mind. So the IPM training was first given under FFS. What for it was given? It is to help the farmers to alter their practice, to change over the cropping pattern, as well as to meet out the diverse and dynamic conditions. So this is in nutshell the brief history about FFS. Now let us come into meaning. Why it is called as FFS? It is nothing but it is a form of adult education, because the adult farmers are involved in every training phase. So first it is an adult education and it is done through the field observation and experimentation. It is not merely a classroom taking, an extension worker taking class, it is not like that. It is a field observation, experimentation. Farmers, they do conduct their own experimentation in the field. And also another unique feature is the FFS starts with a season, that is with the planting, and end is in the harvest. And it is with a group approach, a group of farmers observe, they do experiment throughout the season of that particular crop, and farmers develops expertise. That is ultimately the result of the FFS, the farmers making them empowered to develop an expert in the field of IPM and to make their management own systems. So these are all the basic meaning. So it is quite different from the conventional training methodology. It is not a classroom approach, it is a new approach where everything is done in the field itself throughout the crop season. The farmers as a group approach, making the farmers as experts. These are all the unique features of the FFS. Now coming to basic concept, the basic idea behind starting up FFS. See, there is a proverb called, if I hear it, I forget it. If I hear it, I forget it. Then if I see it, I remember it, that too for a shorter period of time. But if I discover it, here in the discovery in the original sense, what we have to take, we do experimentation. When we do such type of experimentation, we owe it for our life. Throughout our life we never remember. So this is nothing but a learning by doing process, so that we remember throughout our lifetime. Like that the farmers can remember the things. So it is, I already told you, it is an adult non-formal education, FFS, and here the extension worker is not acting as a teacher or an extension worker, he acts as a facilitator of the group learning process. And also different stages of crops are involved. It is not only the planting, till harvest the farmers are being taken along with the crop season, and also it is a group approach, encouraging the group of farmers, minimum 25 farmers, so that they will have a common interest, the interests are shared, the ideas are shared, and the field school, the field is the actual school, and it is also serve the purpose of basic science. So these are all the basic concepts which have been involved in the FFS mode. Now coming to principles of FFS. Okay, we have an idea about meaning of the FFS, basic ideas, basic concepts. Now coming to principles. What are the operating principles that govern the functioning of FFS? One is growing healthy crop. So, this growing healthy crop is ensured through the process of proper crop management methods. Management methods in fertilizer, irrigation, everything. Number 2 is conserving natural enemies. The natural enemies to the insects, not to us. Conserving natural enemies to the insects, the parasites, the predators, the pathogens, they have to be recognized. That is, the beneficial insects, the beneficial pathogens have to be identified. That is ensured in the process of FFS. The third principle is the crop regularly, observing the crop regularly. We are making the farmers to observe his own crop regularly throughout the season. So, there is two types of assessment possible in the observation. One is an ecological assessment, another is an environment assessment. Daily, by going to the field, a farmer can observe what are the ecological changes, ecosystem changes that has taken place, the environmental assessment, so that he can plan accordingly, and above all the farmers become experts. That is what you call the long term management experts, so that he can become a facilitator for other groups of farmers in the long run. So, these are all the basic principles of FFS. Now, coming to characteristics. As I already told you, repeatedly I am saying farmers is developing expertise in the case of learning by doing, and the field is the primary learning center, a learning process, and extension worker as a facilitator, not as a teacher, and above all the important characteristic is curriculum is integrated. What do you mean by that integrated curriculum? Not only agriculture, horticulture, animal husbandry, sericulture, silviculture, everything is being taken care of. In the recently introduced Atma program, all these components have been given importance. Even majority of the TOT interventions have been given the FFS mode. So, in that way it is very important, the curriculum is integrated, and the training follows the seasonal cycle, as I already told you, starting from planting to harvest. So, the entire season the training is there, the interventions. And above all, the very important thing is learner generated learning materials. The farmers, once they get into the field, once they identify the pests and diseases, they collect, they maintain a small herbarium, they develop their own material. Once if they develop their own material, the learning becomes easy, the remembrance is very easy. And another thing is very much achieved is the team building process. As I already told you, it is a group approach. Once the group approach is involved for a total crop period, the team building process is there, it is being ensured, and the communication skill and problem solving abilities of the farmers are quite enlightened. Here the communication skill, it will help the farmers to have an interaction, so that even a benefit of doubt can be very easily clarified. So, these are the essential characteristics of FFS. Now, let me describe you a typical IPM field scope, which has been given in unit, but I will give the important ingredients of that. This is a rice IPM. It is a field based learning experience, which it has been given as, it is intended for 25 rice growers. Note that it is 25 rice growers, and it is for the full crop season of the rice crop. So, full crop season it covers, it has been given approximately a 12 times meeting, starting from sowing up to the harvesting. There is a 12 time meetings of the groups. In all the 12 times, every time when they meet, they prescribe the duration of the time is 4 to 5 hours. So, this is the essential hardware aspect of it. Coming to software aspect of this analysis is, each meeting there are 3 important things that we are going to discuss in each of the meeting. In short, it is called AES, that is what we call agro ecosystem analysis, AESA. In all the typical training methodology, it is called AESA, that is agro ecosystem analysis. Then special topics, then group dynamics. So, the agro ecosystem analysis is, every time the farmers go to the field and observe the crop, they analyze the ecological environment, as I already told you, same thing they are going to analyze in terms of the many parameters that should be taken care of in the agro ecosystem analysis. For this, we can divide the participant or the group of farmers into 5 groups, each group comprises 5 farmers, and the selection of participant and allotment of the participant to different groups, it is done with the knowledge and consent of the extension worker. So, once you start the meeting of FFS is being explained, and how to observe, what to observe, every skill, the observation skills are being explained to farmers, and once the observation skills are earmarked and once the farmers observe certain things, then they can get it very easily, identify certain important pests and diseases that is available on that particular day, and they are returning to their field school, again they start discussing and they have taking some decisions. So, this is a very important area, that is developing an observation skill. Then they, by taking all the audio visual aids, they draw the things what they actually seen in the field and discuss among themselves. This is otherwise called a triangulation, what is being observed in the field and what has to be shown. So, based on that their agroecosystem analysis is being carried out. So, throughout the process of this agroecosystem analysis, the extension worker is acting as a technical facilitator, he is not acting as a leader or a trainer. At the end of the agroecosystem analysis, we are preparing a matrix. This matrix is nothing but it contains 4 important components. One is an activity and another is the critical steps, what are the steps to be followed, what are the notes, the points of observation it has been done by the farmers, and what are the indicators. So, these are all the 4 important components of the agroecosystem analysis matrix. So, this is the first activities to be performed under a typical FFS in the case of rice IPM. Once the agroecosystem analysis is completed, this is every time we have to do. Next is identifying special topics. What do you mean by special topics? The special topics are those topics which are supposed to support to the main IP. For example, the rat control. In the case of rice fields, you would have noticed, you would have taken aware of the rat control is one of the menace. The rat is becoming one of the menace. Rat control is to be taken care of. And plant physiology, the physiology of the plant, especially the nutrient management, the water management, and the functions of the insect, especially the beneficial insects. So, everything has to be taken care of, they have to be discussed. This is also not based from the memory or anything, it is also what they have observed in the field, the same thing have to be brought to the field, brought to the training class, and it has to be discussed. Finally, an activity matrix, the same I already told you, an activity, critical steps, notes, indicator, everything it has to be prepared. This is with respect to special topics. And third is very important step is a group dynamics. Here the farmers movement, the farmers cooperation. Here also the activity matrix is being prepared. Actually, in the group dynamics there are 3 important things are very essential. One is a group work, and another is a cohesiveness, another is a communicative action. The group work is nothing but how the farmers join together in identifying pest and diseases, the important deficiencies, the discussion. Cohesiveness and collaboration is coming to a consensus of the points of observation and points of decision, and communicative action is sharing of knowledge. So, under the group dynamic these 3 things are very essentially attempted. So, these are all the 3 important functional components of any FFS, that is agroecosystem analysis, special topics, and group dynamics. In that way a farmer's field school has to be planned. Now, coming to different views of FFS, some people they may say FFS is also a training program, training is another way it is used for the FFS, but there are number of differences which have been given into your unit. I have taken 1 or 2 important differences. In the training program they deliver a packaged message, already prepared a well packaged message is being given to the trainees or audience, whereas the FFS it is a facilitating process, everything is being understood, observed, then only the messages are being brought out. That is a very functional basic difference between a training and an FFS. Number 2, with regard to information, in the case of training it is merely a top down approach is followed, whereas in the information with regard to FFS it is tested against the conventional knowledge, and the conventional knowledge is being tested in the field and it has been transformed into the learned knowledge and being an applicability point of view. And also nowadays number of farm schools have been initiated under the ATMA, the Agricultural Technology Management Agency, at the block and taluk level. The teachers are acting here, the teachers we can select, the extension worker can very easily identify progressive farmer, even the extension worker or expert belonging to governmental NGOs, they can act as a facilitators. So, thus the farmers field school play a major role, they make the farmers as expert. So, it is one of the prerequisite stage for the entrepreneurship. So, in that way the transfer of technology efforts are being attempted in a very planned and methodical way to aim for a socio-economic transformation. Thank you.